this video, we're going to examine the difference between strategic, tactical, and operational facilities management. Welcome everyone, I'm Chris from the Xenon Group. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell to turn on your notifications, that way you won't miss a single video to allow you to raise your facilities management game. Today, we're going to examine the difference between strategic, tactical and operational FM. So let's see if we can cut things short. Let's consult the Oracle. Alexa, what's the difference between strategic, tactical and operational FM?
Here's something I found on the web. According to feeladders.com, responsible for creating and implementing product sales strategy using strategic sales T.
I'm not quite sure she's understood the question, so we may need to take a slightly different approach. Let's start with some definitions. At a basic level, we can define strategic, operational and tactical in terms of timescales. Operational FM is your day-to-day tasks that need to be completed in order to keep your operation running smoothly. Operational FM works on a daily or a weekly timescale. Tactical FM is slightly longer term. We're talking weeks or months as opposed to days. Finally, strategic FM looks at facilities management on a long-term basis. By long-term, I mean anything over 12 months. It could be 1 year, 2 years, 3, or even 5 to 10 years. So what does this mean in practice? Operational FM is your day-to-day operations. It could include overseeing contractors on site. It could include checking risk assessments and method statements, raising purchase orders, chasing payments. Perhaps part of your duties will be to communicate with the wider workforce about upcoming projects or what the FM department is up to. It'll also cover reactive maintenance. Now, we'll be looking at the difference between planned and reactive maintenance in more detail in another video. But suffice to say, I doubt there's an FM alive who hasn't had to deal with some form of reactive maintenance issue, whether it be broken air conditioning, flooded toilets, or faulty AV equipment. Needless to say, these issues need to be resolved quickly, usually within a matter of hours or days, so they fall firmly into the realm of operational facilities management. Now onto tactical FM. This is where we start to introduce an element of planning. We look ahead over the coming weeks and months, identify what may need to be done, and start putting into place the plans in order to do those things. It's often, but not exclusively, project-based. So examples could include a refurbishment project or 6-monthly routine maintenance. You'll need to identify the need for any specialist contractors, appoint those contractors, and make sure that all the admin is in place for them to be able to do their job at the appropriate time. You'll also need to liaise with your more regularly used contractors, just in case there are any considerations that they need to be aware of. Another element of tactical FM is budgeting. You'll likely have an FM budget, and you'll need to make sure that any plans you have over the next 12 months are going to fit within that budget. If not, can cost savings be found elsewhere so that you can reallocate funds to cover the new priorities? Finally, we move on to strategic FM. You can probably guess where this is going. Strategic FM looks at the long term, anything over 12 months. Now, in order to deliver a truly effective FM strategy, you need to be tuned in to the longer term plans of the business as a whole, because this can have a profound effect on your facilities plans. Using the outsourcing decision as an example, if the business is planning to grow, you need to know that your outsourcing provider can scale up their service delivery in order to accommodate that growth. Conversely, if the business is looking to downsize, you need to know that you can scale back or even cancel the service without incurring any major financial costs. We also mentioned Peso in the last video. Now, we'll be dedicating an entire video to this at some point in the future, but to summarise, it stands for political, economic, social, technological, legal and environmental factors. These are all external factors that could have an impact on the business. You need to keep up to date with any developments in these areas, as again, they can have a big impact on your plans. So, of the 3 areas of facilities management, strategic, tactical and operational, who is responsible for each one? Typically, in a larger facilities management team, you're likely to have more clearly defined roles. So you may have a head of FM or FM director who's responsible for the planning and delivery of the FM strategy. You'll then have facilities managers and coordinators who look after the tactical side of things, and then facilities assistants whose job is more operational in nature. However, in some organisations, the teams are a lot smaller, so the lines become a bit more blurred. In fact, often there is just one facilities manager looking after everything, a lone ranger of facilities management, if you will. Hi-ho, Silver! If that's you, whether or not you choose to wear a mask and a cowboy hat, you'll be looking after all three areas. Let us know in the comments whether you work as part of a large facilities management team or whether you're a lone ranger or somewhere in between. What will be really interesting to know is what kind of challenges you face in these roles. Feel free to expand on this in your comments. So, how to apply this concept into your work? If you're head of FM with strategic responsibility, you still need to have a handle on the operational and tactical issues because they may have an input on how you adjust your strategy moving forward. Additionally, you're responsible for leading your team, so you need to know what issues they're facing and how to help them carry out their duties. When we hold positions of responsibility, we still need some connection to the day-to-day stuff, but without getting bogged down in it. Otherwise, we start to lose control. If you're working at the operational level, even if you're just starting out in your FM career, you need to have an understanding of how your daily and weekly tasks fit within the tactical and strategic landscape. A good understanding of how everything fits together will allow you to make suggestions that could help influence the tactics and strategy in the future. Remember, you are working on the front line, which means you're going to see and hear things that your more senior colleagues don't, because they're a few steps removed from the issues on the ground. Understanding how things fit together can also give you a sense of purpose and motivation. You're not just doing something because someone told you to do them. You're doing them because, as a team, you're trying to work together to achieve something. This can be a great way of avoiding stagnation or dissatisfaction with your role. If you're working at the tactical level, you need to be looking both up and down. How will your plans work in an operational capacity, but also how will they be affected by, or how will they affect the overall FM strategy? Of course, if you're on your own and responsible for all three, you need to be thinking about all of these considerations constantly. In particular, make sure you don't neglect the strategy. It's very easy to get bogged down in operational and tactical issues because these are often perceived to be more urgent. But ultimately, it's the strategy that will determine your effectiveness as an FM. So make sure you take some time each week to consider this as well. Okay, that's all we've got time for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and of course subscribe to make sure you are bang up to date with all of our latest videos. Now, if you're really looking to take your FM to the next level and you want proof that you're a great facilities manager, or if you're looking to expand your FM team, or if you're looking for a new role within FM, head on over to www.xenongroup.co.uk to find out more about our facilities management training, qualifications and recruitment services. In the meantime, we'll be back soon with another video to help you take your facilities management skills from good to great. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.